The whole internet froze for a moment. Literally. People stopped scrolling, stopped breathing, because out of nowhere, a mysterious clip started spreading like wildfire. Nobody expected it. Nobody even understood where it came from at first. But the second it hit timelines, millions of eyes locked onto it. And suddenly, the world had a raw, shaky, almost forbidden peek inside the Montecito mansion. Yes, that mansion, the one everyone imagined but never actually saw with their own eyes.
Ian, who is, in my opinion, a narcissist, is driving him insane.
He's in an abusive relationship.
Absolutely.
This is just astonishing, isn't it? Because we saw Harry's very public takedown of Meghan on the podcast last week, scolding her in front of the world for daring to post
Completely fed up of being paraded around.
The internet stopped. Millions stared in disbelief as an unexpected clip began circulating on social media. A shaky but shockingly intimate glimpse inside the Montecito mansion that the world had only ever imagined. It didn't feel like some polished documentary moment. It didn't look like a publicity shot. It felt like something we were absolutely not supposed to be watching. And that's exactly why everyone lost their minds. Because seconds later, people realized it wasn't a Netflix scene. It wasn't an Oprah leftover. It wasn't even something recorded on a phone. It was home security footage, unedited, unpolished, and completely unprotected. Then the second clip dropped. In the video, Prince Harry sits on a plush beige sofa barefoot scrolling through his phone. He looks relaxed, even unguarded, until Meghan Markle bursts into the frame, laughing loudly with a friend. She's holding a glass of wine, teasing him about never watching the Dodgers with her and joking that he's such a Brit even after all these years. It's lighthearted, silly even, but within hours, it became a royal scandal because the footage wasn't filmed for a documentary. It wasn't a behind-the-scenes look, it was home security camera footage. And according to sources close to the Duke, it was released without his permission. That little moment, him barefoot, her laughing, wine glass in hand, would have been harmless if it stayed within their walls. But Meghan releasing it without Harry knowing, that's when everything snapped. Social media caught fire in real time. People didn't even wait to confirm anything. They just erupted.
Some doing. But this is Meghan Markle's sickest stunt yet.
Within minutes, hashtags exploded. Chalk Harry didn't know. Chalk Montecito meltdown. Chalk privacy for Meghan, but not for him. And as the video racked up millions of views across TikTok, X, and YouTube, one thing became painfully clear. Harry was furious. He had no idea that footage existed, let alone that it was being edited and shared. An insider told the Daily Mirror. He feels completely blindsided, betrayed. Even he thought their home was the one place he could be himself. Off camera, off duty, off the record. Imagine the irony. Harry, the man who spent years fighting photographers, suing tabloids, giving speeches about mental health and boundaries, was now blindsided not by paparazzi, but by his own wife. That realization hit harder than anything the press ever threw at him. People close to the couple whispered about what happened behind those mansion doors. He snapped, one confidant said. And honestly, nobody was surprised. He felt violated inside the one place he thought was sacred. He asked her how she could turn their home, his only real sanctuary, into content. Sources say Meghan tried to lighten the mood, insisting the clip was cute, sweet, just a glimpse of the happy us she thinks the world needs to see. But Harry wasn't hearing any of it. For him, it wasn't about cuteness, it was about trust. He left the royal family to get away from cameras and somehow ended up surrounded by more of them. Meanwhile, commentators were eating this up like a feast. Piers Morgan didn't waste a breath before calling Meghan's move proof she treats everything, even her husband, as content. Megyn Kelly went even further, saying it made Harry look like an extra in Meghan's personal reality show. The timing made everything 10 times worse. Meghan dropped that footage the same week William was headlining the Earthshot event. And you can guess what people said next. It's never a coincidence. Even royal watchers rolled their eyes, muttering that every time William and Kate shine, Meghan launches something to grab the spotlight. But this time? Oh, it backfired. Hard. Her attempt to show a relatable Meghan only fed the old narrative she's been trying to bury. The manipulative Duchess who uses personal moments as PR tools. And the one paying the price for that narrative wasn't just Meghan. It was Harry. Days later, paparazzi captured him looking exhausted, eyes hiding behind big sunglasses, shoulders heavy, expression hollow. Friends said he went silent, skipping meetings, ignoring calls, disappearing into himself. He's not okay, one longtime friend admitted. This isn't about the video, it's about what it means. Because the truth hit him like a train. He doesn't control the story anymore, not even his own story. And while Harry was shutting down, Meghan's PR machine kicked into full speed. Her spokesperson rushed to call the clip a lighthearted personal moment, insisting it was nothing more than a celebration of their home and happiness. They claimed Harry knew all about the cameras, but insiders quickly shut that down. He knew they were there for security, not social media, one source said, practically rolling their eyes. The real bombshell: Meghan didn't just casually share the clip. She reportedly sent it directly to several media outlets, along with a note describing it as a glimpse of real love, real laughter, real life. So technically, it wasn't leaked. It was launched. And that changed everything. When palace insiders caught wind of this, they weren't just annoyed, they were disturbed. Behind the quiet walls of royal corridors, whispers spread fast. Some aides murmured that this move proved exactly what they'd always feared. The Sussexes didn't understand the line between personal and publicity. Someone even brought up the late Queen's words, almost like a warning echoing from the past. You cannot have it both ways, meaning you can't demand privacy while broadcasting your life to millions. Hollywood circles felt the shockwaves too. People who used to chase collaborations with Meghan now started backing away slowly. One producer didn't hold back, saying straight up, "You can't sell authenticity when your husband looks like a hostage." And that was the clip everyone kept replaying. Harry barely smiling, glancing away, trying to laugh but failing miserably. Analysts broke down every tiny movement, calling it classic discomfort. TikTok psychologists explained it as suppressed frustration. He didn't look like a man sharing a cute moment. He looked like someone performing happiness for someone else's narrative. And Meghan, she stayed silent publicly, but behind closed doors, sources said she felt shocked, even hurt by the backlash. She believed the world would melt at the sight of their domestic moment. She thought the clip would soften public opinion, not detonate a bomb. She was heartbroken that Harry didn't see the gesture as love, but as betrayal. But from Harry's perspective, it was deeper, much deeper. For him, the video wasn't just a mistake, it was the moment everything snapped. Privately, sources say she felt blindsided by the backlash. She believed the clip would warm public opinion, not ignite a storm. She was said to be heartbroken that Harry didn't see the gesture as love, but as betrayal. Harry felt like he was living under a microscope again, but this time, the person holding the magnifying glass wasn't the British press. It was Meghan, and insiders say that realization broke something inside him. He started disappearing from her videos. He pulled away from her podcast plans. People noticed him spending more time in London, officially for charity work, but privately, he was searching for something he'd lost: peace, freedom, space to breathe. Meanwhile, the clip refused to die. It became a meme, a global joke, a symbol of cracks inside the Montecito mansion. Commentators joked that Netflix didn't need to renew the Sussex series, just tap into their home security system. And when Meghan finally tried defending herself in a follow-up interview, saying she shared the moment out of joy, it fell flat. No one bought it. People kept pointing at Harry's face in the video, because joy doesn't look like that. Then the storm exploded into something even worse. Every tabloid, gossip page, and news channel replayed that security footage frame by frame. Headlines screamed like alarms: Prince Harry trapped, Montecito meltdown, privacy betrayed, Sussex scandal erupts. Social media was even crueler. TikTok users made memes of Harry hiding behind couches. Twitter threads broke down every second like forensic analysts. And within days, Harry had become the unwilling star of a scandal he never wanted. Insiders say the backlash pushed him to act. Really act. A source said Harry needed to reclaim control of his own life before the narrative swallowed him. So he did something nobody saw coming. He held a private meeting with his legal and PR teams, demanding full control over any content featuring him inside the Montecito home, including that security footage. He even threatened legal action if anything else got released without his permission. It wasn't about one video anymore. It was about his entire life, his boundaries, his sanity. He drew a line, and this time he wasn't letting anyone cross it. But the public tension between him and Meghan? Oh, that sparked a whole new wave of whispers. People started talking about cracks in their marriage. Rumors spread that Harry had been spending nights alone in London under the excuse of charity events, just to escape the pressure at home. And Meghan's empire? It began wobbling. Projects that once looked guaranteed, podcasts, lifestyle brands, major collaborations, suddenly went cold. Big PR executives quietly worried her judgment had become unpredictable. One Hollywood insider summed it up perfectly. When your brand relies on control and the footage shows the exact opposite, it's a disaster. And what made it worse was how her allies reacted. Or didn't. People who usually defended her were suddenly quiet. Too quiet. People in Hollywood started pulling back, afraid that standing next to Meghan during this storm might scorch their own reputations. The Montecito footage had unintentionally turned Harry into a sympathetic figure and Meghan into the villain of her own narrative. Even influencers, who once praised her, began keeping their distance. One PR expert said it bluntly: "You're either with Harry's narrative or Meghan's, and Harry has the sympathy advantage right now." That single observation shook everything. In the middle of the chaos, Harry made another bold move. He decided to reclaim his voice. He limited his appearances in anything Meghan controlled. Then he started giving exclusive interviews to journalists he trusted, speaking carefully, honestly, and in a way that made people feel his pain without directly blaming Meghan. It was the first time in years he didn't sound like a supporting character. He sounded like a man rewriting his life on his own terms. An insider revealed he's done being reactive. This time he's taking control. And genuinely, people could feel the shift. Meanwhile, Meghan's world began cracking further. Streaming partners delayed releases. Brands quietly paused campaigns. Lifestyle collaborators renegotiated deals. Even her own team struggled because the tension between her and Harry was affecting everything. One leaked message from an associate even claimed Meghan said, "If Harry won't play along, nothing else matters." That single line spread online like gasoline on fire, fanning the narrative that Meghan needed Harry on camera more than she needed him as a husband. Industry watchers started asking the uncomfortable questions. Would the podcast survive? Would brand deals stick? Could the entire Sussex machine function without a united front? Meghan tried to regain control of the narrative, but Harry's moves were overshadowing her every attempt. A Hollywood insider put it perfectly. This isn't PR anymore. It's trust. It's power. It's who gets to tell the story. And for the first time, Harry was making it painfully clear. He wouldn't let anyone, not even Meghan, script his life anymore. Back in Montecito, tension filled the air. Meghan, usually the strategic one, now faced an unpredictable force. Her own husband refusing to be managed. Harry, once cornered and silent, was finally stepping into his own power again. The world watched. Social media roared. Tabloids screamed. And as whisper after whisper spread, one undeniable truth echoed deeper than anything else. The power dynamic had shifted. Harry wasn't just reacting to the storm anymore. He was becoming the storm.